The 97th Academy Awards are this Sunday, and I thought, since I'm a person with opinions, I would run down my thoughts on the Best Picture nominees and really who should win. Disclaimer: I've seen 3 of the 10, so some of these opinions are going to be incredibly informed. At the end of the video, I'll reveal my pick for Best Picture. Of course, the right pick, again, given how utterly informed I am. Yeah, so we got 10 films the Academy in their infinite wisdom has selected. I hope my cynicism comes across as playful in this video. All right, here are the nominees. So we got Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I've seen Conclave, Dune, and Wicked. All right, we're going to do a quick Google to really understand what these movies are about before I tell you which ones will win. What is Anora about? Bear with me. Okay. All right, so we got Anora. It's a movie about a sex worker who falls in love and marries a Russian oligarch, and then his family is like, you shouldn't do that, and they fly to America, and I guess hijinks ensue is sort of the vibe I've gotten. Yeah, seems ripe for some good performances, potentially a compelling sort of story with, some good conflict between her and his parents, and whether that's all going to work out, and I have a feeling it doesn't, but I'm not going to spoil it for you or myself, so that's all we have to go off of. So that's Anora. Next movie is The Brutalist. The Brutalist, yes. I think The Brutalist's biggest success is definitely having an intermission. Movies should bring back intermissions. I mean, come on, imagine you're in the middle, you really gotta pee, and just then you get a chance. You get 10 minutes, you can go to the bathroom, buy another drink, and come straight back for more movie. It's genius. 3 hours though, but again, intermission. Made Up Architect. The fictional biopic is such an interesting entry into genre films. Tar, now The Brutalist, things like that. Very, very interesting movies because they have, they're just character studies, but they're trying to, add the ethos of being about a real person. So it's like the AI scandal, of course, hilarious. I mean, whatever, if they want to tweak their accents. I don't know if anyone would have cared if they weren't tweaked. So it's like, why did you put yourself in that position? But yeah, I saw like some shots from it, and they were pretty unique. So I'm like, there's a vision here. Where we're building the architecture of this world, this film. Haven't seen that one either, though. All right, so the next film, Complete Unknown, seems like just a vehicle for Timmy to, woodenly, uncaringly just stumble his way through another movie. And what better movie to do that than a movie just sort of stumbling through an artist's life, doing nothing and saying nothing. Or so I've heard. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's good. I mean, I love music, so it definitely gets points for being about an artist with some good songs, but it probably doesn't have the oomph and power that like Bohemian Rhapsody had, doing the Live Aid concert and making you feel like you're there. Like that's, I don't know if Timmy can pull that off. But hey, if he can, awesome. And I won't know till I see it, which won't be before the Oscars. So anyway, let's move along. Next film. Next is Conclave. Conclave. Wow, what a lot of dudes in red. So this one I saw. I like, a bunch of dudes just trying to figure out how to do better in a meaningless, institution. Should I insult the Catholics? Yeah, but hey, movie progressive as hell. So I thought it was sort of underlit, but on the other hand, did look pretty cool. Rafe Fiennes, great performance. Simply put, I thought he was. I love a thoughtful character, and this character was very thoughtful, and he did it well. Was it the meatiest like story? No. So anyway, moving on to the next film, Dune Part 2. Dune. Ha, man. Remember when people were making things like Star Wars? There was actual world building instead of just space Arabs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just actually sort of based off history, but like reskinned, and then people are like, wow, this is so cool, but it's really just Orientalism. Yeah, I think Hayden Christensen said it best when he said, I hate sand. Another vehicle for Timmy to shuffle his way through. Yeah, so Dune I saw, to be clear. Oof, I won't get that time back. I will give it this. The worm riding sequence, when he gets on that worm, that was awesome. The next movie on this list, what a film. I haven't seen it. I've seen some clips from it, and oh boy, Emilia Perez. Look, trans people exist. This movie should not have. Next, I'm Still Here. I'm Still Here, I haven't seen. This is another Google one. I'm Still Here follows the wife of a man who's disappeared for political reasons, and she tries to keep her family together. Again, haven't seen it, but to be honest, that sounds like the stakes are very real there, and that's a great place to start a story from. Could be pretty interesting. And if it's good, then maybe the gods will compel me to select it as the Best Picture winner. So yeah, so let's see what's next. The Nickel Boys. I also didn't know a lot about Nickel Boys, but it seems like a pretty interesting story. Elwood is sentenced to Nickel Academy in the Jim Crow South. So the coming of age element seems like a good lens. Interesting. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes, which I just saw. How long is Moonlight? Because Moonlight needs the time, but Moonlight is following 3 different people over like a long periods of time. So it's more like an epic, like a Lawrence of Arabia type thing. And Moonlight is 30 minutes shorter. So I'm concerned the Nickel Boys is not well edited and is longer than it needs to be. Because if Moonlight can do all that in an hour and 50 minutes, then the Nickel Boys there's gonna be something in there that didn't need to be. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Our penultimate film, The Substance. The story is about aging, and I haven't seen a lot of body horror, but it seems like a very fun genre in a sense. I've seen a couple like things, and like the prosthetics and the practical effects are really gross, but in a fun way. And I've heard people sit down and are like grossed out by it, but like that it made me think, which is good, and to also have body horror see such a wide audience is interesting in its own right. I don't know if I'd personally be able to stomach it. This is one of those ones that I'm very curious about. Finally, Wicked. Wicked is another one that I saw. Wicked is the retelling of The Wizard of Oz, following Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, in her school days and youth, and how she becomes wicked, even though she isn't really. And there's definitely some fun things about propaganda and scapegoats. Biggest complaint about it, too long. I like a long movie, but they could have done an intermission. Brutalist did it, and it already has an intermission since it's from the Broadway show. So I feel like they should have done that. I also I would have come in after the movie ended after 10 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm actually ready to go back for the second act. Like I'm itching for the rest of the story. So it's hard to be like, they really nailed it because the story's incomplete, and it's like it's just objectively an incomplete story. But the music, a lot of the storytelling, really sublime. Performances, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were surprisingly stunning. but also like, I mean, not surprising, but like surprisingly stunning. So those were all the nominees for Best Picture. And now it's time to make my prediction for what will win. This will be based on I'm going to base this on nothing. Well, let's do a little fun exercise here. Picture a perfect movie. You've got a really strong tennis player, and she is in love with tennis. There's also two guys who are best friends, love each other, and also really like her. And then over the next 10 years, all of their relationships shift and you follow the tennis ball's POV. So sort of that type of like really good movie, like an Oscar winner type movie. You know, good actors, famous actors, really engaging soundtrack, editing, cinematography that's you know, unique, fascinating, and Challengers has 0 nominations in the entire Oscars. I don't know. Dune takes it. Whatever. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I'm just kidding. It's probably gonna be a complete unknown. It's so like it's so safe. Like all the other picks say something, and a complete unknown is like, hey, we like classic American singer. Yeah.